I love the new intro. It's almost there. All right, guys, welcome. LKI 2020 podcast week one. I have my co-host, co-anchor, on the field, Marone. Get away.
What's going on, everybody? It's definitely good to be back. It's been a minute. I'm just excited for football. Everything that's been going on. I didn't even know if we were going to have a season. So the fact that we are going to get a full, knock on wood, fantasy season. The draft is out of the way. Week one is upon us, which is great. Always a good sign. I think a lot of teams this year, not only in our league, but in the NFL in general, a lot of different trades, a lot of new acquisitions, a lot of good rookies. Some, newcomers in this league, some returning members, as well as, former champions, things of that nature. A lot of good things to look forward to this season, and I'm just excited to be a part of it, man.
Absolutely. As you can see, COVID has really set us back a little bit. We're here. Football's live. This is something to look forward to. We're not in the same studio, but we're here in spirit, and that's all about. LKI has progressed forward over the years. We have fun one. We had an extremely fun summer party or barbecue. We have news. We have the league loser, co-loser, one half, Anthony, aka Pig.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, so I do have him here with me, and before we start off the recap and through the week one predictions and projections, I'm gonna have to turn it over to him. Everyone, we have Big Boy here, former league champion, and also, as we all know, previous league loser for past season. Big Boy, we're gonna have to ask you to run through, your emotions on that night, going to the loser punishment, where you think you went wrong last season, and how you see a bounce back this year, and how you think you drafted. And maybe touch on the split between you and Ant. I know the Ant Square duo was something a lot of people were looking forward to. Didn't turn out. You think that you guys would be all right going separate ways for your separate teams. So cover as much as you can here.
Well, to be fair, Ant Square duo is always and will always be strong no matter what. Going into the draft, me and Ant really had not even 24 hours to prepare because when I texted him, I wanted him in the league and I offered to be co-managed with my team. He hesitated and then he said yes, and I couldn't be more excited. And it was just hard to co-manage the team with someone. We didn't really fight at all. It's hard to draft and co-manage with someone when you didn't get much preparation to do it. I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't have wanted to co-manage with anyone else in the league besides Ant. He's a good co-manager. And we're just unfortunately we were hit with fucking stupid ass injuries since week one. Monty Adams. And then we had our supposed to be breakout running back there expected towards ACL first game. That like $100 over too. David Montgomery didn't do what he was supposed to do either, and then it all went down there. Waivers, we just couldn't agree on. We wanted because I wanted this one, he wanted that one, and it was just unfortunate that we didn't get to prepare longer than we should have. And for the loser's punishment, that was the most worst thing I've ever been through. It was unreal. I never want to further again. But hey, Arms looking like content. Emo. That's all I have.
Follow-ups or any questions for me? Follow-ups on the statements he just made.
Yeah, I like how he's embracing the failure and the next play is in full effect here. I talk about that all the time. Move on each week, each game, and in this case, move on to the next season. You're your own owner now, and I think you're gonna kill it this year. I know you don't want to be loser punished twice in a year. Cass, I can speak the same for. maybe we'll see him do 2 punishments in a row. But I like the way you started off this year, and we're going to get into that. So, what to do? Let's get into the nitty gritty here, Big. And Dill, what do we got first?
Alrighty, definitely thank you to Big for those sharing his experience. I know it was definitely a tough one. Wouldn't want to see anybody go through that, but I guess I could say I'm happy it wasn't me. No, I think that we'll see bounce back from him. He's a former league champion. Not only in this league, in other leagues I've been with him, we've seen him win. Always competitive. So I think let's see.
Without further ado, I want to start here by going through the draft rankings that Yahoo
after
the
kind of gives
you a breakdown of everybody's team. They give you a grade from A through F, kind of just like in school. And grade your team as to how officially
drafted.
Going by the ranking,
I'm shocked
here
to
to
see
see
fine
fine trades also on the team Yahoo.
ranked number 1 with the greatest draft grade. So, So honestly, I think that he had a good draft. I don't know if it was the best one, but I do want to congratulate him on that because in the past couple of years, I don't think he's made the playoffs once. He's always competing for that loser's punishment. He never had to do it yet. But just to see him start off like this, drafting stronger, I think the computer draft might have helped him a little bit. He had an organized list to pick from. I think that he was able to, go by the rankings. Maybe they helped him out a little bit. If he was stuck between 2 guys, he went with the higher guy. And, that's if you're not entirely sure on who you want to pick, that's not the bad way to go about it. Baby Sal, do you want to take a look at his team? Do you have it up on you?
I got it.
And you can compare. I know, he was fighting for a bottom spot last year. How do you foresee his team moving forward? And then we can get into his week 1 matchup. Let's get it up.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I heard that from a couple people that maybe he'll help some. When that's the last year in the league, I think he's stepped up a little bit. I think he's getting a little comfortable with who does well every year. He's just picking some of the same people, but at the same time, he's adding some value to his team. I think it's the best roster he's constructed so far. But I think the big question, Dill, is he going to do anything during the season? Going to allow trades? Or name his fine trades for a reason, right?
Yeah, the thing about Don is I wouldn't say that his drafting is his downfall. I would say it's his in-season management. And in-season management is a big thing. I'd say that, that more than 50% of what goes into this is mid-season management. If you look at the winning teams from the past years, half the team that they drafted is not even close to the team it is, when they finish in the championship. You have a lot of trades, a lot of different roster pickups. People get injured. You got to work that waiver wire, and that's something Don's failed to do. Sometimes, during the season when he seems as if, he's 3, 4, 5 games out of the playoffs, he gives up to essentially not to the point where he's not setting his lineup, but he's not doing anything extra. So he's not, fighting for trades. He's not trying to better his team. He maybe just thinks that, my team's not in it this year and this year's not for me. But there's always time to turn it around. And we saw it with Joey, our league champion, 0-4, turning around and ended up winning the whole thing. I don't want to get too into detail because, you did cover a lot, but I do think I'd like to point out that he covered some solid depth this year that he doesn't normally have. I like Fitzgerald late. I think that's a sleeper pick. I think that Andre Hopkins coming there is going to open things up for him over in Arizona. I think that Hopkins will see more of a and maybe we'll see Fitzgerald. I think he's still got some miles left in the tank. I like that pick late, like the Philip Lindsay pick late. I think he's going to get some looks in Denver and PPR for that split between him and Melvin. I think it's going to be good. And overall, Henry, James Conner, George Kittle, Keenan Allen, numbers. I like it.
Yeah, no, I do like his team. There's a couple question marks as far as where he got specific people. Do you think Sterling Shepard was listed as number 1 over a Golden Tate or a Slayton? Will Renfro even with wise as Renfro even field as much? Hopefully playing behind the and Hopkins obviously. Philip Lindsay will he field as much? The question is, is he a 1B, 1A, or is he a player or maybe in a fair league he does shine? Connor's on that boat. Health is an issue on this team. And Allen, Dwight Hilton. Health might be the biggest thing. George Kittle and Derek Henry are obviously bring 1-2s. Kingu waited on a tight end and got like a premier running back or receiver at that time and waited. I'd have to see the rest of the draft, but those questions will be answered. There's only 2 true tight ends obviously nominate. Kelsey. And it looks like he got Deshaun Watson in the 6th round. That kind of was a trend quarterbacks going early. End of 9. So it gets entitled quarterback draft. I think a lot of the season is won in the mid draft, but we'll see. What do you think, Big? You can turn it over to Big.
Yep, I have Big Boy sitting with me right now, as we previously heard. So we might as well get his take on Anthony Donahue's team. Big Don is one of the guys that you were competing with last year. Trying to fight for not just one. He was able to take you guys down, although he didn't have the greatest year. But the draft grade was an A-. He did say he was the best draft. I don't know about that, but what do you have to say about his team? Do you think he did better than last year, and where do you see him moving forward?
Let me look at the team. Well, I definitely think that drafting online helped Don out massively. I never really thought Don was a drafter. I mean, I always thought he always went for the Giants players. He always went for Fitzgerald. It's pretty much like the same team he has every season, and he just doesn't the team. Don actually might be the worst manager I've ever seen in fantasy history, and he just somehow put it down at the end of the season. I just don't know, and it just because me and after he to us nice skills. That's it.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
hostility to start off the year.
Yeah, a lot of content there.
I'm going to read his draft. Let's maybe return to this later on in the season, where we're at. According to projected record, the decline is a straight road in the Liguori-Koempel invitation. With the strength of schedule ranked as easiest.
Ooh.
But don't get complacent. Nope. Listen. If you don't give your team the attention it demands, even light schedules can turn trouble overnight. Yahoo said knowledge there.
I don't think they could have put it any better. I think that really perfectly describes Don. Don as a manager and what he has to do this season. The draft is just the framework. It's just the base of the house, the foundation. You have to manage throughout the season. You got to be on top of your injuries. If your guys get hurt, you got to pick up guys off waivers. If something's not working, you got to make a trade. If you're deep at running back and you're weak at receiver, maybe trade a running back. Pick up a receiver from somebody that has a lot of them. These are the things that you're going to have to as a manager. I don't want to touch on Don any more than this because we're 15 minutes in already. But in terms of draft and moving forward, I hope he knows what to do. I hope he came to us and move on to our next team.
Let's just go and give him a draft grade real quick.
Yep. So Yahoo gave him at an A-. I think I'm personally going to give him a C+. I don't think we've seen him, in live drafts. We've seen D- from him. I mean, we've seen some bad reaches. Some guys that he should not have been taking in the rounds that he was taking them. I think that's a lot of the online gave him a list of players to choose from. 80 of selections weren't too outrageous. I think he's C+.
I don't think you go higher than that. I don't think you can.
I think it's fair for him. I see about maybe a 500.
Injury prone is a big thing too. So.
Maybe 500 record, maybe a 6 seed in the playoff. I don't see I'm Yahoo projecting. This is not just because of his draft. Not just because of him. He shows that he set up. I think maybe a 500 player. What do you think?
Yeah, I think at the end though we'll go over a 1 through 12 ranking. But if Big wants to give his draft grade really really fast, you can.
Anything you want to say in terms of just A, F, or A, where you think this year?
Yeah, if anywhere between you.
Himself back in that losers bracket, fighting for not losing the league again. He'll be in the bottom 2 for sure. His draft grade, I'll give him a C+, but his managers, I want to doubt it if it's the year that Don loses.
Yeah, I think C+ is being nice. I think Yahoo fucked up that one.
All right.
Next, we're gonna move on. You have the list there, Dill, on your side of things. Who we got next?
Yep, that's right. So don't want to beat the dead horse on Don anymore. But congratulations to your number 1 ranked Yahoo grade. I mean that Hopefully, it means something.
Moral
We got
victories.
Chris. Now, you see, Chris Hansen is another type of guy that we talk about every year that always drafts the same guys. I feel like he always has the first or second pick. I feel like he always has Saquon Barkley. I feel like he always has Zach Ertz. I feel like he always has Deshaun Watson, who Don has this year. So, we do have a switch up in that. But do you have? Yeah, so we got Chris Hansen. If you want to take it away,
Good old Chris Hansen.
it's
Yeah,
Adam
did not
Thielen
get-
too. If you want to take it away, where do you think he's at? Yahoo gave him a B.
Yeah.
Personally, and where do you see him moving forward?
Yeah, I'll give him a B. He didn't get Deshaun Watson finally, but he did get Saquon Barkley or Saquon. He got Chris Godwin in the second, Adam Thielen in the third, Zach Ertz in the fourth. So he started this pretty solid. I think we can agree with that. He didn't get a second back until round 6. He got Russell in the fifth. He reached quarterback in the fifth. I see Russell going in the fifth quite often lately. But and Tyreek Cohen is the second running back. Gallup 7th, Breda 8th, and then he reached for San Fran in the 9th. Defense, then of course his depth goes with Adrian Peterson, Curtis Samuel, Justin Jefferson, Justin Jackson. So I mean, I think for a grade, I'd probably give it around that C+ area as well. I don't think it's jumped off the charts. I think he has. I think he's got some question marks. Can Thielen, can Saquon stay healthy? Can Zach find his rhythm? Godwin's a beast. I don't question that. I guess if Russell Wilson can see like they might have more freedom to be like Mahomes like this year. So talk is about Tyreek Cohen. I don't have much feelings about him. And Gallup, he's gonna have to have a work share with the other two, and pretty much everyone in that offense. Matt Breida, I'm hearing he may be number 1 in Miami, so that might be a sleeper pick for him. And other than that, maybe Justin Jackson takes a starting role. What do you think?
Yeah, looking at his team, other than everything that you've already touched on, I don't see a RB2. I don't see a set RB2. Matt Breida could be a starter, although Miami's a weak team. There's some question marks there. Tariq Cohen, I don't think you're going to get a consistency out of him every week. Just don't. I see
Barkley, Russell Wilson, these are all top tier in their position. Zach
Gallup, tight end. Don't like his. Don't like his.
I see a lot of question marks here. I see a lot of guys that
Homer Bucks, Justin, rookie, rookies. But I think sometimes that he should have. Reaching for Russell Wilson in round 5, I guess is okay because you're getting a top tier quarterback. But we saw Don get the round 6. So maybe take an RB2 there. There's some guys, Mark Ingram, those low-end RB2. You could still pick up a quarterback later round. Everybody that it's very top heavy. There's a drop off.
I think Chris has a strong starting lineup. He's going to win some games. He's got guys that put up big weeks.
I think that's your and I'm not big on his bench.
Yeah, I think so. I think round 5 is going to be the drop off for that higher running back tier for an RB2. So could you have passed on Russell Wilson? Maybe try to get him in the stick. You could. I'm telling you, for sure, you could have got Carson or Mark Ingram, players like that for RB2. Now you hope that Breda comes through or Justin Jackson over that spot in LA. So it's gonna be tough in that position, but look, he's got Newton in the last round. I mean, Newton can end up outplaying Russell Wilson for all we know. But Russell Wilson is a beast. I get it.
Definitely got some guys. I think got some guys that are going to win him some games. But I definitely think he's going to need some in-season management. He's going to need his bench to step up, and I'm not seeing it right now.
He's very loyal. Got 2 guys that fuck him much. Martin and Thielen. He's still around here.
Overall, I give Chris around a C draft grade. I actually think it was a little bit less than Don's.
I agree.
I think that top heavy, but I do think he has a weak bench. And if one of those top guys
goes down, if Russell Wilson gets hurt, Saquon Barkley goes down again.
Chris is really gone because
he might be looking to lose a punishment.
Like I said, I think he's.
Do I think it's championship worthy? I don't think so.
He's gonna have to make some moves.
I see Chris as a 5
at best. My prediction.
I can see maybe a 5-6.
And guys, remember this is based off the draft, so like I said, there's so much that could happen throughout a season. I think Chris will be active, so I don't know if we'll want to stay where he's at. What about you, Big? Is it with you?
All right, we'll go back to Big Boy here. Trying to get him on. Some technical difficulties. Okay, Big.
Hopefully the gorilla doesn't come out.
Yeah, you guys pretty much hit it all. Chris basically has the same players every season, just like Devon. I mean, Chris is a good manager, but with the running back position, like you guys said, he better hope that none of them get injured, especially Bark. His injuries last season. I mean, Tariq Cohen, he is good, but he's more of like a third down back who's going to get like the most reps. Not bad. You're relying on those. At the same time,
can you rely on the quarterback to get the ball when it comes about 5 yards away for those dump passes? I don't really know.
Adam Thielen
struggled with some injuries last
season. Chris Godwin
is a good pick.
because Mike Evans can't stay healthy. Brady's the quarterback over there. They're going to have a strong offense. Zach Ertz, I like to pick a lot, but him, you got to make sure that otherwise,
And also he's producing, but if those wide receivers can't stay healthy either,
then Ertz is just
it's a great pick.
Adrian Peterson. He needs to league sooner than later. Yeah, he did get
Justin
I like him. He could definitely
be able to slide into that wide receiver position.
get some reps, but again, Kirk Cousins is what moves the ball. So Chris is definitely looking at running backs and just like the injury prone team that he has. I don't know. I'll give Chris like a C-. Worse than Don. That's hard to do.
It's more realistic because
Yeah.
the depth is not there. I can see where it's
Alrighty.
Good luck, Chris.
Definitely good luck to Chris. My favorite member in the league. Always enjoy him. Super
Hope we can
positive,
see you at some point.
positive attitude. Yes, we'd love to see him. We'd love to have him on the podcast. Big E, Chris. Yeah, get more active in the group chat. We'd love to get you on the podcast. Without further ado, we're gonna jump to our next guest. Yes, but our next here on the draft grades.
Yahoo's got Liguori-Koempel, defending champion, rated a B.
I'd like to
first come out by saying Liguori-Koempel got to steal the draft.
Devontae Adams at 11th
pick.
Come on. And I've seen Devontae Adams go top 5
overall before, especially in full PPR league. I think he got to steal the draft. The only thing I've ever seen more ridiculous is me and Big Boys League. We saw him go in the second round, which is just unbelievable. I mean, Devontae Adams, when healthy, with Michael Thomas, I think they go hand in hand. I think Devontae Adams is the guy. That is
coming on. I'm at 11th pick. I just want to steal the draft. My eyes. That being said, I don't love the team. Devontae Adams is definitely a stud. Emma Holmes, of course, needs introductions. The rest of these guys don't see certainty. I just don't see it. So his starting running backs, we got David Montgomery. We got David Montgomery. And Jonathan Taylor. We got a rookie running back. We got David Montgomery. I was injured last year. Performed nearly the way he was supposed to under Big Boy before. He did come back. He's got Steve Johnson on his bench. Jordan Howard, in Miami, we don't know what situation over there. Regardless, Jordan Howard's not going to be catching any passes in the PPR league. He's essentially useless. I don't like his running back depth at all. I think Pat Mahomes and Devontae Adams are going to win him some games because, they can combine for, Mahomes can drop a 40-point game any week. Adams could drop a 25, 30-point game any week. I think they're going to win him some games. You know what? I'm never going to count Joey out because of what happened last year. I'd say his draft overall right now is a C-. I'd put him around the Chris Cameron range. I really would. However, I do think
that Joey's going to make some of the proper in-season management adjustments that he needs to make. He did last year. He had a block versus Jay with Nick Liguori that really won him the league. He ended up picking up Kenyon Drake and Tyler Boyd very late.
and
and
they
they really guided his success. I think we
look
should
at
look out for Joey on the trade
market.
market
Yeah,
and
definitely.
make it some way forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to recap, making sure Michael Thomas went before Devontae in our draft. It looks like Michael Thomas went 5th. So that's the thing. Like Michael Thomas had record-breaking receptions last year in some PPR league. But I think the thing is, you look at is can anyone ever really repeat last year? And I think people are looking at bounce back for Adams, probably number one this year. So at 11, that's a great steal. I could have got him at 9. I didn't. I know a few of us could have got him at the 6, 7, 8, 9 spot. So we're fifth round. So you could have took him over. You could have took him over Michael Thomas. So, but, yeah, it's a good way to start the draft for Joey. He's definitely starting off like a dog this year. He's got Patrick Mahomes. Jonathan Taylor, I think, is a sleeper too. I don't think that's a bad RB2 at all. He's got David Montgomery as a 3. You know, you don't want to trust Montgomery, but if he blossoms and
Montgomery's a one.
performs,
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor's is 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah. Adams is a freaking running back. Yeah, so he's got Jonathan Taylor and Montgomery. So, yeah, I don't know if I like him as a 2. Jordan Howard's in the same coach as Montgomery. I don't know, you know, what are you going to get out of him? Duke Johnson's a second stringer. Yeah, he needs depth running back. He's got Metcalf, Adams, Devontae Parker. That's excellent for your receiver.
Receiver is good.
Yeah. Hunter Henry, I think, is savage. We'll see how that plays out with who's throwing him the ball. John Brown, I think, is asleep this year. He's filmed before in drafts. See the bigs now. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of depth. Sammy Watkins could be low-key top too, though.
I think I think running backs is tough. What would you grade him, and where do you see him moving forward?
Because the depth running back is so important to winning an entire year, I'm going to have to keep him at like a C+. I think even with the steal, I don't like teams enough running backs.
Okay.
Over the big right here. So I still haven't stand high.
Joey
Joey
Big.
and Big are, co-managers in another league.
Yeah,
And
history.
they're drafting together. And I'd like to see Big's take on him.
How do you think Joey
overall drafted? Where do you see him going through the season?
Back-
Last year, he started out 4, had a rough
Draft.
draft, and he came back.
you see that happening?
Again, and what do you think about overall?
Well, don't get me wrong,
I love Joey to death.
but I think
too that he sucks at drafting, and I think having the online draft helped him out a lot too this season.
honestly think that
if
if
we
you
were
bring
doing an
off
offline draft, he doesn't take Devontae Adams with
that 11
pick,
pick
and
and
Adams
have
falls to me, but
Joey's
running back depth
is
is
really,
really weak.
I'm
I'm
not
not
really,
really liking the Jordan Howard pick at all,
especially
in Miami.
and then with the
David Montgomery,
Joey
basically shadowing my team from last season, actually.
Devontae
Devontae
Adams,
Adams,
hey,
DK
Metcalf,
Metcalf, and David Montgomery back to back to back.
that's
That's
literally
literally half my team last season, and the only one who produced for me was Metcalf.
yeah, I
I
love
love Devontae Adams a lot, but
can
can
he
he stay healthy and
And
can
that-
that fucking Aaron Rodgers
quarterback-
quarterback, like,
can
can
he
he
throw
throw him the ball? Can he be consistent? Can that
Offensive
offensive
line
line help Rodgers get the ball to Adams? I
No.
don't know.
Did
You see that in Green Bay, they struggle a lot, and
they
they
drafted
drafted another quarterback,
obviously
obviously telling that Aaron Rodgers is
basically
basically done soon.
yeah
Yeah, Joey,
his
his wide receivers are really good, but
to
there's
something
something about his running backs and David Montgomery that
I
I just don't think that
he's
he's
gonna be good this
this
year
year
because
because
that
that his running backs are a huge
position
position
is
in this league,
especially
especially with PPR.
Montgomery.
Montgomery's going to lose all the PPR teams. Tariq Cohen in Chicago, so can Montgomery stay healthy too?
Like,
Like,
It's
there's
just
so
so
many
many
questions with
this team
that
that
he
he drafted
drafted
that
that
need to be answered.
and
I
I
guess
guess
we'll
we'll
see
see
throughout
throughout
the
the
season.
season.
But
If
if
Joey
Joey
does
does
make some good waiver wire moves, he can
be
be
a competitor,
in this league.
but it all comes down
comes down to what kind of manager he is this season.
because in past
Past
seasons
seasons,
he used to draft. But
one
once
season he
draft
drafted Jarvis Landry
it
third
overall,
overall, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen.
so Joey's
Manager skills are like
manager.
both of those getting at it.
I will.
Give this draft a C plus. I'm done.
I
I
think
think he's just gonna miss the playoffs due to manager skills again. But
I don't know,
I'm not really too
Fond
fond
about
about Joey's team this season.
and I think that the
champ
champ
is
is
gonna
gonna
have
Yep. I guess.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was supposed to be our guest today, Dylan, but I think you reported that he was with his girlfriend and was taking priority.
The defending champ is not there celebrating, defending his winnings.
So I hope he's not. Yeah, just hope he's not stuck on cloud nine, not focusing on a repeat, because that can happen. We've seen it happen with the big bottom. Hopefully, it doesn't happen to him. Again, his receiving core is deep. We get it. He's gonna have to. The problem with that team is he's gonna be struggling. Who do I start each week? Which receivers do I start? You're gonna get into that fumble. You may start the wrong ones and get screwed completely. And even if you do start the right ones, do you have enough depth at running back to pull through? So he's gonna have to make some moves at some point. Trade wise, probably more specific. I get it for him. C plus. So you gave me your grade, your draft. Did you give him?
Yeah. Right.
Cool. Luck to the dog.
Yeah.
Boo boo.
Next up on the list, we do have Danny McClain making his return to the league, and Tucci coming in on his second year now, or is
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, I like their draft. I already don't like what happened with their wide receivers. Portland Sutton went down in practice. I'm not sure how many he's going to be. It looks like he's going to be out week 1. With that being said, it looks like they're starting McCall Harmon at wide receiver. If it's only a 1-week injury for Portland Sutton, that's fine. If not, it's going to be a tough road for them, because in a full PPR league, you really need those wide receivers. Those wide receivers are the type of guys that give you 25, 30 point leads. And I don't like it right now. Edwards, Blair, and James Mixon are going to be great this season. I think Mixon is due for a bounce back season. There are a lot of guys complaining, a lot of may not want to play, injury issues, and I think it's going to be great. I love Edwards, Blair. I think he's going to get a bunch of touchdowns. I don't know how much he's going to be used in the receiving game. So that might be a downfall. PPR league. I think that his touches are guaranteed in a 5-yard offense. I think Le'Veon Bell is about one of the only weapons your Jets have. So I definitely see him catching passes. The Jets are going to be losing a lot of games, so I think he's going to light it up in PPR formats. And I like Juju. I think that Juju for a back year. I had it in the league last year, and structure was not great. But Ben Roethlisberger's back. He's looking good. Doug Hodges was playing quarterback last year. They had Mason Rudolph playing quarterback last year. I think Ben Roethlisberger's back. He's going to go to his guy. I think Juju's down for a bounce back here. I like Tucci Danny's team. I think that those two minds combined are competitive. I think those two minds combined, as much as I hate to admit it, are smart. I think they know the sport. I think they know how to play fantasy. I think they have some depth. On the bench, I see Marlon Mack. I see Singletary. I see Crowder. I see Jarvis Landry. I see some guys that can slide into that wide receiver 2 spot. Right now they have McCall Harmon. I'm not sure if they're planning on changing that. But nevertheless, I think I would personally give them a B. I give them a B ranking. That's where they live. Those are 2 strong managers, and I would see them, maybe the playoff push. Maybe not the top seed, but maybe 3, 4 in that area. What do you got?
Yeah, this is a team that you want to base off around when you have 3 strong running backs like that in PPR league. You have some receivers, but obviously something going down is a big problem. I just don't think you get too cute. I think you make sure you've told me in the past to just start the right people, especially early on in the season. Don't get cute right away. Like a Burrow, hopefully he shows something, and Debo, and don't just start ones that you could trust and look them through right away, and then you go from there. But yeah, he's gonna be contending. I think we know that. I think we're gonna see him contending for not just in a playoff spot, for the whole thing. So I think he makes the playoffs. I give him. B's a fair. B's solid.
All right,
yeah,
Big.
I don't think it's
I have to go to you here. I guess you were both competitors. Competed against teammates with someone.
Should be good.
League. What is your take on their overall draft? Where do you see them moving forward? What is your draft pick? Yahoo looking big.
Yeah, so you're looking at 2 great managers. I'm in both leagues, and they're just. I mean, every year
they have teams that can beat it,
no
no
matter
matter
which
which
team
team
that
that
was
and with
them.
them.
However,
However,
after the
after the
draft,
draft, the day
the
after the
draft,
draft,
they
they did
sent
send me a trade for Juju,
Le'Veon
Le'Veon
Bell,
Bell,
and
I
I
believe for
Julio
Julio
Jones.
Jones.
That
That
being
being
said,
said,
Le'Veon
Le'Veon
Bell,
Bell,
I
I just
cannot
cannot trust
put
him in
that
that
Jets
Jets
offense.
offense.
It's
It's
not
not
really
really him
that
that I don't trust. It's the
I
Jets offense that I don't trust.
that, but
But
obviously
obviously,
last
last night versus Houston,
year
Belair
showed us
showed us what he is
about.
about,
I
and I
can't
can't
wait to
wait to
see
see more of that this entire season because
that
that
guy's
guy's
gonna have
gonna
a.
have a fucking great season.
Joe
Joe
Mixon is
Mixon is definitely
on
down
for
for fucking
bounce back.
that season after shitty last year for my team, which made me lose.
Juju,
Juju,
I
I
am.
am big on.
Juju's
Juju is
gonna
gonna
have
have a great season, I
a.
know, because
Roethlisberger's
Roethlisberger's back. He has his
back.
quarterback.
I
I
really do
really do
think
think the Steelers have a good team too.
Cortland
Courtland
Sutton.
Sutton, I really do feel like he's gonna come back too. I feel like his
Injury.
injury is not gonna hold him out much longer.
Jarvis
Jarvis
Landry's
Landry's good too. He's in that Cleveland offense, which is full of
fucking power.
wide receivers, running backs, like everything.
Devin
Devin
Singletary.
Singletary, I feel like he can be a good running back in Buffalo if he stays healthy and he stays the number one.
Debo
Debo
Samuel.
Samuel, I'm big too on in San Francisco. I was big on him last year. Just didn't get a chance to draft him. But
This
this
team
team
and
and with this
how
how
these
these
two
two work,
man,
managing a team, I
feel like
feel
they're
like
gonna
they're gonna
win
win.
this.
The waiver wire good, and they're gonna make some good trades too. That
Even
can benefit their team. And honestly,
they
I
have
have their draft grade as
edge.
A. And honestly,
He's
have
not
not
gonna
gonna
be
be a shit.
that. I think that Tuch and Danny are gonna win the team this year. Like the whole big fucking deal.
Alrighty, that's a
Wow.
big bold prediction. Big, but definitely like to see it early on in the season. I agree. I have a strong draft. I think Courtland Sutton and Dale, these guys had is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
That's a big statement from Big. Kind
So now let's move forward. Already have taken a little bit to get to everything today. So the next first round draft, well, Yahoo's got a lot of people tied in the draft grade. We're gonna go to the Hollywood. This is none other than Luca Duccio. The thing about Luca Duccio is, I feel like we say this every year. We see his team, he drafts well. His team always looks intimidating. His team on paper always looks like one of the best teams. But can Luca Duccio win the big game? We've seen it time and time again. Fighting to get into the playoffs, loses that quick. Gets into the playoffs, gets down to the first round. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the team is a manager. I don't know if his teams are letting him down. I don't know if he's drafting guys that good look on they look good on paper and they just don't produce in the season. I feel like we say this every year that he has one of the best drafts. But I do truly believe it. I thought that he reached on Lamar Jackson in the third round. However, looking at the fact that he did reach on Lamar Jackson late in the third round, he still has Tyler Lockett. He's got Hollywood Brown. He's got Cooper Kupp. He's got Alvin Kamara. He's got Josh Jacobs. And he's got Hayden Hurst. On top of that, he's got some stacked bench players too. He's got Cam Akers, who bust out to be a breakout star for the Rams. He's got Emmanuel Sanders too, who could be Drew Brees' number 2 receiver. And our offense is a guy who can slide into this flex at any given week. What I'm trying to say is, a lot of times when you see a guy reach on a quarterback early, you see it drop off in other positions. Maybe they don't have the running back depth. Maybe they don't have the wide receiver depth. He was still able to get both of those things with drafting a quarterback early. That's one of the fears that I have. That's why I usually stay away from drafting quarterbacks early. It looks like he was able to pull it off. Lamar Jackson's going to win in some games himself. He's going to drop those 40, 50 point weeks. He's just going to. I think Alvin Kamara is going to have those weeks as well. He had a rough season last year for where he was drafted, but I think we can see a bounce back from him. I think that New Orleans offense just bleeds fantasy points. And I think Josh Jacobs is awesome too. I think he's got all they got in the now in Vegas Raiders. I think he's got all they got offensively. I know they have some rookies, but I think Jacobs is going to be the guy. Gruden likes to run the ball. I like Luca Duccio's team a lot. I'm going to give Luca Duccio a B+. I don't know if anybody's going to get an A from me. I think drafting an A team is almost impossible. But I'm going to give Luca Duccio a B+. I think he has a great chance to win this year. If he can step up in the playoffs, I think we're looking at maybe a 2 to 3 loss guy moving forward. And I like his chances.
Yeah, I think you're right on Q. I think so far I haven't looked at all of them yet, but this one jumps out right away. I mean, he did jump at Lamar at third, but it's not an uncommon thing happening across all leagues. What I like is he did get his running back 1-2 and then went for Lamar. So his running back didn't drop off. He actually ended up getting Cam Akers as the number 3. So that's incredible stuff. His receivers are solid. Big question though, can Kamara and Jacobs stay healthy? If they stay healthy, he's probably gonna have the best one, most consistent 1-2 PPR punch. I'm actually biting myself in the butt for taking Chubb over Jacobs. I went to this draft this year, this one specifically, just completely blind this time. I probably wouldn't have done that if we were able to redo the draft, but we'll see how that goes. Cooper Kupp, Lockett, Marquise Brown. I mean, he's got a very young team, which is nice too. Very young, but can they be healthy? That's the key here. I think he's going to be absolutely a contender. He's got the managerial skills to be a contender. Again, can he win the big game? I think that's going to be the big question here. So, what do you think, Mr. Anthony Kipp?
All right, Big. We're turning over to you. You yourself have some as well. Former teammates, former competitors, very different leagues. You played against them. How he was a manager. How he was a drafter. You took Lamar Jackson. I know that's your guy. Where do you think he ends up at the end of the season? What do you think about his overall draft? Anything else you have for Luke Ducho's team?
Yeah, well, the thing with Luke is bad. Luke has on paper, hands down every season, but something happens where his players just don't enough for him to make the playoffs, and it sucks. He's a good manager. I'm with him too. It doesn't do anything wrong. It's a matter of players don't perform when they should be performing. Lamar Jackson has I'll tell you why. Lamar Jackson is an average quarterback. He will make up the points that your running back does do. And even if your running backs go up, Lamar Jackson is boosting you with rushing yards, rushing touchdowns. Throw the ball. He's a super power quarterback. He's a package deal. So realistically, I'm looking at Luke right now. He has not only a great quarterback, but I'm on him as a running back. So he has 3 great running backs in the starting lineup. Marquise Brown is playing with bad last season. Now that he's fully healthy, is going to have a great year. And that Lamar connection is going to be ridiculous. Josh Jacobs, I really wanted him this season. I couldn't get him. We got him, but I feel like Josh Jacobs is going to have an excellent year. Everyone's questioning Alvin Kamara, but I really think he's going to be fine. You know, Kamara's smart. He might have a shitty season. He might have held out because not against the contract, but Kamara is going to be down for this year. That's a team that has something to prove at getting back in the playoffs again. I think he's going to be unreal. Cooper Kupp, I like. Cam Akers, I like. Although I've been seeing that Malcolm Brown is going to get the start on Sunday. I don't know how that's going to pan out, but hoping that Cam Akers becomes number 1 for state. Anthony Miller, I'm not really big on. I was never big on him in Chicago last year. Whenever like I had him on my team. But other than that, Luke's team, at least his starting team looks pretty good. He has some potential for Emmanuel Sanders too. He was hoping that his team could perform the way that they should. And I can see Luke making the playoffs this year, and I can see him being a contender. You know, Luke's my second team in this league, and I have him as an A. And I have him going up against Tooch and Danny Mack in the championship game. But best of luck to Luke. I think he takes it off.
What was your draft grade?
B+.
Yeah, I'm struggling between a B+ and an A-. Looking at the depth here, I think I'm going to give him the first A- for me. I'll give him one step higher than the other guy, than Tooch's team. So we'll see. I think I like his team, man. I really do. I'll enjoy it. Let's not forget Emmanuel Sanders is now on the Saints team as well. I think that team's going to just go off this year. I think the Saints are poised for a big year in the NFC. So, all right, what do we got next?
Right. So, since we have him, we're going to let him take it away Last year's loser. We talked about that. One half of that. Year before that, he was a winner. That same year, he won another league. This guy's been to the finals before. Been at the bottom of the barrel before. What it takes to win, and knows what it takes to lose. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to my guest, big boy. I want you to take us through your team. You take us through your draft. Guys you think where you got, how you want, maybe some guys you want. I'm going to go to JKLOL, none other than Anthony Koempel.
Yeah, so as you can tell,
if you're looking at my team, I drafted a very young team.
I mean,
Let me
start off
start with Henry Ruggs, Jake
Dobbins.
Dobbins, and Jerry Judy.
I
I
was
was
so big
on them coming out of college, and I just couldn't pass on Henry
Ruggs,
Ruggs, especially him working in the slot over there on the
Raiders.
Raiders. I just feel like he
feel
could be
like
like
another-
another Marquise Brown, but in the slot. He's quick as fuck. You get him the ball, and he just fucking explodes. And all you really need is that one or two big fucking plays from someone to boost your fantasy team going up. Jake Dobbins,
Can I
like I
say?
said,
I feel like
he's
he's
gonna have a huge role in Baltimore. He's gonna get me the points I need him to get.
and
I just feel like he's gonna bust out of the Ravens
offense
offense and maybe take over from Mark Ingram
half-
halfway through the season, and I hope he does.
and
Jerry
Judy
Judy, I'm also big on too. I mean,
Portland
Portland
Sutton.
Sutton is
Yeah,
now
you're-
injured, so I mean, him.
I don't know who the other
guys were. They're gonna be fighting for the wide receiver one spot.
I feel like
Judy coming out of college, he has something to prove. You know,
Rookie,
all rookies
have
have
something
something to prove, but.
I
I
drafted
drafted
Kyler.
Kyler Murray too because I'm huge on him now. He has Pop as his quarterback, or my bad, his wide receiver. I feel like Murray's going to be good this year, and he's also like kind of a versatile quarterback that can give you some running points too.
Julio
Julio
Jones,
how could you not draft him at 12? He's
fucking
a
stud.
at wide receiver, and
Todd Gurley.
I like him in Atlanta. He has something to prove too, and I think that he's going to have a great year. Leonard Fournette is where I was shaky because I knew the Jaguars were trying to get rid of him, trying to trade him, and I just hope that they wouldn't trade him. And then after drafting him a couple days later, they released him.
And I wasn't happy about it. I'm really not
good at the running back position.
I'm kind of betting on
Kerryon Johnson, who is
starting
running back week one
now
now
with
with
eight
AP in the mix, and DeAndre Swift,
he's
who's
injured now, but
has
we're gonna
COVID,
whatever
he
he has,
has, he comes
back.
back.
I don't know if we're relying on
Kerryon Johnson.
So I'm
Todd
always
Gurley's
obviously
obviously my number one.
and
And
my number
two is going to be
Jacob.
J.K. Dobbins because
Leonard
Leonard
Fournette,
Fournette, they already said that Rojo's
their
their
guy.
guy. And I mean,
Fournette's
Fournette's
obviously
obviously going to have a role in the
Tampa.
Tampa offense, but
what
what
kind of role?
we don't know, and it's just
I guess we'll see as
weeks go on. I mean,
my team's not the best.
team.
I'm
I'm going
have
to have to work the waiver wire a lot this season and make some trades maybe for another running back. But
was I happy with the way?
I drafted? I don't
No,
know.
not
Not really.
I feel like I could have done
better. We have better drafts before.
I
But I definitely
risk
risked it for the biscuit
do
too,
it,
and
and I
I
went
went
young.
young,
and I'm not
Yeah.
mad about that. What do you guys have to say?
Yeah, I don't think you have to be mad. I don't think most of us are probably too happy about our drafts, especially the way we went into this year. The Fournette thing hurts. I would probably give you a little higher draft grade if the Fournette thing happened, which happened after the draft. I'd have to give you just a solid B, so we'll start there. Obviously, I want J.K. Dobbins to explode as much as you do because I have, Mark Ingram. Well, I do want you to succeed, so I wouldn't be too upset either. What I really think about your team, I'm going to play a quick clip of the song and I think about you. Yeah, big every week. That's right. It's that wet ass pussy team right there. You're gonna have to work. You have to do some work, man. What do you think about starting Kerryon Johnson in your first week?
I'm not too happy about it. I mean, I was left no choice when I was dropped by the Jags. I want to start Jake Dobbins, I really do, but at the same time, week one, I don't know if I can try right now. I'm kind of, the Jags are running right. Dead, and so
I just don't know what the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to do. So
Yeah.
it's kind of risky for me to do anything else besides start
Yeah, I think the right play is to start carrying. That's why I asked. But
Ideal
situation, but
you never know.
I mean,
Carry on should be the starter to start. Am I wrong? I mean,
no,
You're right.
Swift maybe he might get some touches, but Swift is
Yeah.
out.
I think that's what we want. But I'm not.
Who's the third guy there? Is it AP now or someone else there?
Hey,
Yeah, I don't think for AP too much. AJ Dillon could be a big guy who steps up for you though. I like that. Did you keep him on your roster? I like that.
I think
Okay, just keep your eye on that.
I
Yeah, but we got to see. It's nothing. It's kind of like the thing we're all going to be looking at. I think waiver wire wise. JK might still. I don't see why he does some stuff. Right off the bat. PBR, right? Is he gonna be a catching back, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I would start carry on. I agree with you there. What do you think? Dylan? You take away his team.
Here's what I want to say about this. And I want to make sure I deliver this properly. I think that this is going to be one of those teams that it's going to take him a couple weeks playing around with the lineup.
He's the gel.
I think he's got a lot of guys on his bench that can come out. We don't know. I think that, especially with a lot of these young guys, with these new running back committees, by week 3, week 4, we're going to know who the starting running back in Jacksonville is. We're going to know. Week 1, we don't know. They're going to test out a bunch of things.
It's going to be Armstead.
It's going to be Ezekiel. It's going to be Robinson. It's going to be Chris Thompson. We don't know. By week 4, we'll know.
Leonard Fournette.
By week 4, by week 5, we'll know if he's going to be the starter.
They're
They're
starting
starting
with
with Ronald Jones. We've heard that for 3 seasons now. Ronald Jones hasn't really done anything.
I agree.
Johnson, Adrian Peterson, that backfield, we don't know what it's going to be. 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to know. And Big Boy's going to have his, within a couple weeks, he's going to have his desired RB2, his flex.
Guys are going to
emerge, and he's going to know where to start. Right now, he has some inconsistency because there's a lot of question marks. I think those question marks can be answered. And the fact that those question marks are going to be answered early in the season is okay. Because suppose he takes a loss in the beginning. Suppose he takes 2. Suppose he takes 3 losses. You can come back from that.
You want to have
your team figured out by the time the playoffs start coming. We saw that happen last year with Joey. He had a bunch of question marks. He had some roster problems. He didn't know who to start. Started up 0-3, 0-4. Came back and won. So I think these questions are good to have now. You don't want to have these question marks week 12, week 11, when you're trying to make a playoff push and you still don't know who the hell to start. I think it's fair he went young. He has some question marks that need to be answered. But I do trust Big as a manager to make the appropriate waivers. I'm going to give Big a B. I don't know if it's B+ territory, but I don't think it should be C territory either.
Nah, it's right there.
Julio Jones is one of those guys that's 20, 25 points a week. You put him in.
Kelsey.
Don't worry about it. Todd Gurley is going to be great. I think he's going to bounce back. Travis Kelsey, another guy. I think he's the best player in his position. That's 17, 15, 20 points a week. You don't even have to worry about it. You plug those guys in. Kyler Murray's going to put up numbers. You just got Andre Hopkins. He's going to run the ball. Tyler Boyd was on Joey's winning team last year.
I think he's the best
receiver.
Tyler Boyd, Marvin Jones.
No, but AJ Green's healthy. Tyler Boyd's got. And Joe Burrow coming in, I think he's going to look good. I think B Boy's got some potential. I think he's got a B team with a B+ A upside. And that's what we're going to have him. I don't see him coming in last again. I think he's going to be on top of the waivers. I think he's going to be on top of the trades. And, I can see him playoff push. Maybe not 1 seed, maybe 4, 5, 6 seed, but I can see him back in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, just remember you're gonna have like someone like Marvin Jones that's gonna give you 4 or 5 amazing weeks, and then the other weeks are gonna be useless. So try to figure out what those weeks are gonna be. I like Ruggs to step up for you. That would be huge. Just don't too pretty early on. Try to rely on your Julio Jones, your Todd Gurley, your Kelsey, and that should hopefully be able to pull you through to like you said, it takes 5 weeks. Hopefully, you get to at least a 3 and 2, where some just over 500 would be nice, right?
Someone's gonna. You got young guys.
You got good enough players to win out though, even so. Be all right.
All right. We're gonna move on here.
I think we definitely see bounce back from Big.
Yeah, he's not gonna finish last, so like.
No, he's not.
Coming up right after him, the Yahoo rated him a B-, slightly under Big. Big's counterpart this year. Another co-loser, but also a previous winner.
You got
Anthony
Cass,
Casciano, also known as Cass, also known as whatever it is you'd like to call him.
we
We
got
got
Green.
Green Hexenham is the team name.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna check his team out right now.
I
I
want
want
to
to
start
start
out.
out by saying
Yeah.
that I think he always drafts well because
He
he
doesn't
doesn't take a lot of risk. He's not one of those guys that is
Yeah.
gonna reach where he has to reach. He kind of goes by the ADP. You know, if an elite level quarterback's not there, he'll wait for a quarterback. He'll fill out his depth. He'll ensure that he fills out his bench. And he's always done this. I think he got some shitty luck last year. Yes. I think last year I also saw him take more risks than he's ever taken.
I think this
year he played it a little bit safer. He put up guys that he knows going to be consistent. He knows going to put up points for him. He took Michael Thomas at number 5. I think that's around where Michael Thomas should be going in a full PPR league. Was that too early? Some people say that maybe you should take a running back in that position. I think that you can't go wrong with Michael Thomas. I think that Drew Brees is the number 1 guy. He put up a historical season last year. Is he going to replicate that? I'm not sure. If he can give you 80% of that, that's a phenomenal season. I think Allen Robinson is a stud. I love that pick. I think he's got 2 studs in his wide receivers in a full PPR league. I think that's great. I do have questions about his running backs. Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is not a between the tackles 25 carries guy. He's just now. He's a 8 carries guy with 7 catches a game, with 10 catches a game. PPR, that's phenomenal. I don't know if he's reliant as a workhorse back. We saw him last year kind of splitting time. Melvin Gordon was in and out. Justin Jackson was getting some work in. I don't know if Austin Eckler is a true running back 1, but I do think in PPR formats he suits the purpose more than enough. I have question marks about Melvin Gordon. 1, I think the Denver Broncos are rough. I don't believe in Drew Lock. I don't believe in that offense. We did see Cortland Sutton go down. If he's down for a little while, we can see Melvin Gordon emerge. Are they going to lean on Philip Lindsay? Philip Lindsay ran for 1,000 yards 2 years in a row, I believe. That must be the most quiet, the most quiet 1,000 yards I've ever seen in my life. But Philip Lindsay's a guy there too. I think he's definitely going to be relevant. I think we could see a split in the backfield, and kind of how we said about Big Boy. Someone's going to emerge as the number 1, but I don't know if we're going to see it yet. Love Terry McLaurin in the flex. I think that he's got wide receiver 1 talent. I think he's pretty much all they got in Washington. We see there's no Darius Geis. Quarterbacks, young Haskins. We're going to see what we can get from him. I like what he did with his bench. He took a shot at AJ Green. Hey, AJ Green can stay healthy. He's a top 10 talent. We haven't seen him stay healthy. Maybe he can with Joe Burrow. Maybe he can have a comeback season. Have a good season this year. He took a shot at Jalen Reagor, who I like. I think, with the injury in Philadelphia, with Alshon Jeffrey on the pup list, I think Jalen Reagor could emerge into wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. I know they have Ertz. I know they have Deshaun Jackson, but just as that big body guy, he can move too. I like this team. I don't know what's the deal with the LA Rams backfield. I know Henderson might get some looks. I know Akers might get some looks. But like I said, same thing with Big. That backfield is going to be established in a couple weeks. But we'll see. Maybe somebody can emerge. I like Matt's team. I'm going to give him a B as well. I think it might be slightly better than Big Boy's draft, but I don't know if it's that B+ territory. But I'm going to give him a B. I think Yahoo got it pretty right here.
I think that he drafted a solid little weak on the tight end spot. That's all I got to say. I think he drafted by the books, drafted
safe, and he drafted appropriately.
I think you're absolutely correct on the tight end spot. That's a big question mark, but I'm thoroughly impressed with this draft, actually, from a standpoint of a ADP standpoint for this year.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? From an upside standpoint, probably the absolute best I'm seeing from throughout the roster. He probably has the most depth that I've seen. That includes a Jalen Reagor, a Damian Harris that could be the number 1 in New England. Antonio Gibson could completely be a top 10 running back this year. Like you said, maybe Henderson, AJ Green, if he could be healthy, could be a top 10 running receiver. So there are some question marks with his depth there. And dude, I mean, he's got Allen Robinson and Michael Thomas, Terry McLaurin. That's 3 top tier receivers. He's got Melvin Gordon, Eckler. Like, you are right. He's not an every down back, but he is a PPR monster. Gordon is a PPR monster, and Mostert is a every down kind of back guy. So I think it's gonna be a good team, and I think I have to give him the A-. I got to go into A territory. That's my feeling, and we're gonna have to get Big's intake Oh, Big's actually leaving, guys. So
He left.
we'll say bye to Big.
For the best of luck. I love the kid so much that he leaves the season and
Better off without much love to the kid.
Thank you for joining us, Big. I know you've been very busy.
Good
luck
luck
this year, buddy.
And thank you enough. You did a great job. Appreciate him giving the intake that he did. We're gonna move on here. Yes, definitely believe ACAS. In that B range, maybe even the lower A- range. I like his team. I like his depth. I think there's a lot of potential there. I think he has some questions to figure out, but I think he's gonna, really establish that sure flex, that sure RB2. And I think that competitive. I think we'll see about that. Both games. I don't see both going out again. Okay. So I think without further ado, we're going to move on. We have been on for just saying, so this is good. The opening the season podcast always about. We're gonna go to the league. We're gonna go to the commission. We're gonna go to the black sheep. Salvatore Liguori. Not Salvatore.
Not Baby Sal. We got Weezer. Now Weezer's been one of those guys that he's kind of always been in the mix. He also drafts pretty safe. He doesn't take a lot of risks. Drafts by the books. Goes by the ADP.
Same players.
They're going to put up consistent numbers for him.
Last year,
he was upset. He had one of the best teams in the league. He ended the league in first place in the regular season. And he got beat in the playoffs. Was it you that beat him? Was it Joey that beat him? I don't remember. I think it might have been.
I beat you, right? And then Joey.
Maybe it was Joey.
But I have
to say, this is one of the best drafts he's had.
I immediately like
his running backs. Ezekiel Elliott and Aaron Jones are two workhorse between tackle backs. They're going to get you touchdowns. They're going to get you some catches too.
Love his
wide receivers. I think Robert Woods is going to be a stud. There's no Brandon Cooks, so Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp are really all they got on the Rams right now. There's no Todd Gurley anymore. I think Goff's going to be looking for them. He's going to be looking for them often. Robert Woods had a great season last year. He had a quiet over 1,000 yard season as well. I love Calvin Ridley. I think he's a great compliment to Julio Jones. I love that offense. That offense just got a little better with Todd Gurley as well. I think Atlanta as a team is going to bounce that year, and I love Calvin Ridley. He also got Kenny Galladay.
There's rumors that
Kenny Galladay was back up in practice. He might not be playing week 1.
If that's the case,
he should be back by week 2. I love Kenny Galladay. I think he's another sleeper. He dropped 1,000 yards last year. It was a very quiet 1,000 yards, but he did it. Stafford's number one guy. He's really all they have in Detroit right now. They don't have really another receiver that they can go to that they can trust.
And Galladay's the guy.
From inside, you can throw him outside, you can catch the deep ball, you can catch the slant.
I love
Galladay as a receiver, and I love him in South Flex.
And I think he's got
some shot takers that he could, possibly exploit here.
On his bench, we have DeAndre Swift, Greg Godspeed,
starting running back in Detroit in a couple weeks.
Boston Scott.
He'd be a compliment to Miles Sanders. We saw Boston Scott come in for the Eagles late last season. He's quick.
Catches passes.
I don't know if Miles Sanders is an every down back. He goes down. Boston Scott, he definitely sliding from Philadelphia, and he can be catching some passes as well. He's got Chris Thompson, who looks to be the passing down back in Jacksonville. There's no Leonard Fournette there.
I like
South's team a lot. I think Josh Allen's a good quarterback. I think he's one of those guys that'll give you, consistent 20 points a week. He's not going to, go anything crazy, but he's not going to do anything minimal.
I like his team.
I'm going to give him a B. I'm going to give him a B plus.
I think that he has
the upper echelon of teams. I could see him, coming maybe not the number 1 team, but maybe 3, 4 up in that category. But I really like the team.
Right up there
with Luka Duccio.
Yeah, I mean, since there's not many of us left, and I've seen the grades that I've given, I think this is the most complete draft, and I thought the last team was, but this team looks very good. I'm gonna have to give him a straight A. I don't think anyone's gonna get an A plus. I think across the board, it's a pretty solid league. I think we're gonna be very competitive this year. I don't think anyone, no one jumps out saying, "Oh, they need a lot of work." Like there's a couple things they need to work, but there's no "Oh my God, he's screwed this year." Like it looks pretty competitive. This team is well drafted. To have Robert Woods as your number 2, Ezekiel Elliott and Aaron Jones goes without being said. It's a great way to start the holiday. He'll come back even if he misses a week. It's a problem. Ridley's a beast this year. He will be. He's got Ingram and Higbee. My biggest question mark on his team is Josh Allen. Can he just stream another quarterback, or is he going to rely on Josh Allen every game, every week? I mean, I guess he just has to put up regular 20 points a week, for it to be worth it. And I like Boston Scott to get him at around 10, but I think he might have been he might have fell down as the weeks went on. Golden Tate, I think, is the number one personally in on the Giants. I think that's the one I would go with, him or Slayton. So I think that's a good late pick. Keyshawn Vaughn, we don't know if we're getting out of that backfield. Why not have him for depth? And Swift could take over the backfield, versus carry on. So, and DeAndre Johnson, I think people are pretty high on him being playing behind Juju. I think the big thing there is that you get Big Ben back, so both of them should have a great year personally. Yeah, I mean, he's got a great team, dude. This, he's going to compete. I'm giving him the best draft grade. There's a couple teams left, but we'll see what rankings at the end of the podcast. But that's where I have him right now. I like it.
He always drafts definitely.
He's the one who I saw too during the draft. I like the way he's drafted. So.
I definitely see him back in the playoffs. Never got a chance to make the league, but he's always quarterfinals, semifinals. He's always right up there.
Mm-hmm.
Never got to win the game. Might be his year this year. We're gonna move forward. Okay.
That's gonna be my team.
Okay.
I'm gonna start off by saying, I think I got a steal in this draft. Joey, Monte Adams, first round, the very first round. The draft with Chris Carson. When I was selecting the third round, I was debating between Chris Carson or DJ. I took DJ Moore. The wraparound came. I ended up picking Chris Carson as well. I think Chris Carson was such a steal because of the fact that I already had Dalvin Cook. Those are two guys that are running backs. Drake was a lead last year. Dalvin Cook was leading the league in rushing last year until he got hurt. Those are two guys that can plug in my roster 15 weeks. Don't have to worry about them. I think Chris Carson's a great flex. And another pick I'm happy about where I got it pretty late, Aaron Waller. I know we had that top tier tight end discussion. The Zachary's of the world. Got the Travis Kelce. Got the George Kittles. Aaron Waller had 90 catches for 1,100 yards last year. Just think about that. PPR, 90 catches for 1,100 yards. That's more than a lot of people's wide receiver wants. So the fact that I got him where I got him, I'm happy about. I think my receivers are good. I don't think they're great. I think DJ Moore is due for a good season. I think he's the clear number one receiver. In Carolina, we know that their offense leans heavily on Christian McCaffrey. I get that, and that's going to happen. But I do think in terms of just wide receiver, the one-on-ones, deep balls are going to go to him. And I do like DJ Chark in my wide receiver too. He's also a sleeper. DJ Chark was a top 10 wide receivers last year. If you look at fantasy PPR formats, I think you might have maybe.
Oh yeah.
DJ Chark is a stud. Yeah, if you could pull up the exact numbers for last year,
I believe he had
89 catches. And over 1,000 yards. Had a decent amount of touchdowns too. I think he's great for where I got him. I like him as a wide receiver too. I don't think my wide receiver matchup to maybe Anthony, had Michael Thomas and Allen Robinson, a team like that, or maybe Luka Duccio's team. You got Tyler Lockett. I don't know if they go against those type of guys. But I think he's right there. And I think I drafted smart on my bench as well. I did grab my handcuffs and Chase Edmonds and Carlos Hyde. Just to break it down. If Carson goes down, I know that he had some injury problems last year. I like my Zach Moss pick. I did. I think he could turn out to be one of the better running backs in Buffalo. I didn't think Singletary was great last year. He had the backfield to himself. It was him and Frank Gore. And Singletary didn't do anything crazy. He had an entire year to prove it. I don't think he did it. I think Zach Moss can emerge. And I think we might be seeing him in my flex moving forward, especially for bye weeks.
I like that pick a lot. And I also
like my Julian Edelman pick.
Julian Edelman, he's
the type of guy that'll get you 9 catches for 65 yards.
And I might not seem
like a lot. In a PPR format, he's averaging 14, 15 points a week. Grant, he gets into the end zone, he can, give me a great week. So, I like my draft. I don't love the draft. I think I'm really weak married, but I think I definitely got some values.
I don't know if in the A
category, I'm going to give myself a B+.
I think I'm right up there.
I don't know if I'm, at the Luka Duccio territory. I don't know if I'm at Weezer's territory, but I think I'm right there. I can see myself making the playoffs. I'm not going to predict championship, but I'm going to predict, maybe semifinals.
Round. I can see myself that off that top.
Hey, Big Sean
Yeah, that's how I feel. DJ Shark is a beast. Last year he finished with 225.80 fantasy points in our league. He had 118 targets, caught 73 receptions, 1,008 yards with 8 reception touchdowns, and 1 2-point conversion. So what I think you see is a target increase, which increases receptions. If he gets over 90 reception, I think we'll be happy with that, which results in higher receiving yards. If we keep his touchdowns around 8, his receptions and yards go up. PPR, I think it's a no-brainer, right? I think he's a top-tier receiver for sure. And he's got support with Gardner Minshew. You should know that. I'm going to be a little higher on your team than you are. Right? That could just be being modest for yourself, and that's fine. I think you're pretty much where Sal is in a sense here. So I'm going to give you an A. Let me get back to your team real quick. Cook, Drake, and Carson. That's an incredible punch from the back. I think that's the proper way to draft. I'm playing myself again because I took. I'm higher on Mark Ingram than Carson, even with what's going on. So hopefully I could have had Carson and Josh Gordon. I have Chubb and Ingram, so we'll see how that plays out. That'll be interesting. I think you're a little lower on your receivers than I am. I think DJ Moore is a savage too. I think he's going to have an excellent year. I'd like to see his stats from last year. He had 230 fantasy points last year. 135 targets, 87 receptions, 175 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Another quiet 1,000 yards.
PPR.
We didn't hear a lot out of him, but he kind of did his job every week.
It's the PPR consistency that's going to be huge for him. He's going to go up for 4 touchdowns, I believe. But yeah, man, those two are awesome. Julian Edelman, he had 100 receptions last year, so as long as he's playing, I don't see why he's not a PPR monster. I'm very big on Zach Moss. I think he'll have some upside, so you might be able to trade away some backs, which I think is, knowing you'll get that done. Darren Waller is another PPR monster. I think you have the best PPR drafted team. I think that's fair. And Kenyon Drake is a huge. I mean, I think that's the best way to look at your team. You're going to be competitive as always. Definitely this year, I'm going to have to give you. I'll give you an A. You guys deserve an A. Carson Wentz a beast, so I like the A.
Definitely.
I guess I didn't really look at
it. By Joey last year in the playoffs, so having a good run. I was definitely up there. I think top 2, 3 teams get the job done. Look to bounce back year. On the list, you got Luke Liguori, good brother, very well.
He's a former league runner-up and two-time runner-up. We've seen him in the playoffs. We've seen him in the championship.
Luke
Liguori has never gotten to win the big game.
He always drafts
well.
Never able to win. Love to get him in here.
We might be able to get him in here.
What do you know we have right now? Luke Liguori, you're on air. You're right now.
I'll get him into the studio because of COVID reasons. We can't be too close to each other. That's over there in the other section.
So he's looking good. He's feeling good. Feels ratted up. Luke Liguori,
we're going to ask you to sit right over here. Look into the camera.
And tell people how you think you drafted, how you see your team
going this season. Some guys you like, some guys you might not like. And overall, what's your view on the season?
All right, so
I'm gonna start with the QB spot, Drew Brees.
I waited
pretty late to get him. I feel like he has like a lot of weapons he can go to this year.
I feel like he might
come back. He's a top 10 QB.
when he's healthy.
He's been a top 10 QB for the best both years.
So he's a pretty
solid guy.
DeAndre Hopkins
is a wide receiver one.
and he's got
traded to the Arizona
Cardinals.
I feel like he's gonna go off. Like
he's gonna have no problem. They're gonna play from behind. So they're gonna have to air the ball out a lot. I feel like DeAndre Hopkins got Amari Cooper. He's consistent. He just has to stay healthy. I feel like with CeeDee Lamb there now, but he might take away some catches from Amari. But I feel like he gives him more of an opportunity down the field. Miles Sanders. I like Miles. Yeah, I mean,
when he came in last year, he came in strong, right?
came in very strong.
So I mean, I feel like
He can definitely
he's questionable right now, yeah, but
like an injury. It's like a
it's a
mild.
mild injury, but
I think if he
if he
stays
stays
healthy,
healthy,
he
he's
can
gonna have a big year
have.
too.
I feel like he was a really
Like for me,
I'd be 11 pick. Oh, right there.
James
James
White,
got him pretty late.
late.
I feel like
He's also a consistent catcher.
he's a good guy. I like
I like him.
Mark Andrews, you know, fucking tight end one there. Big
Big fucking
guy.
Baltimore guy.
Will Fuller. I fucking love him.
I feel like I draft Will Fuller every year.
I feel like this year,
This year he's
I
gonna
really,
really explode. So
mhm.
I drafted him to get on.
And I have
On my bench.
Kareem Hunt, Chug the third
He's a RB1.
right there. So
So
he
he
just
just signed a 2-year
wants
contract. He's gonna
to
be
for
there
a
for a
couple of
couple of
years.
years.
Don't get that much money.
But
Who knows? He
he
might
might
get
get used, you know.
that back. Darius Slayton,
He has a good, but I mean, he could.
it depends.
On Daniel Jones, I feel like
They have to air the ball out. Like Darius Slayton will be like that.
he could have a
So
solid year.
he's a good bench guy.
Just have for like a
Left spot. And then yeah,
the rest of it's tough.
but yeah, I feel like I have a
Strong team overall.
feel like they're gonna have a
Solid year.
honestly. I don't
Yeah.
think
I think the big question is how much of your team was auto drafted, and how much did you actually everything after round 9 was auto drafted?
round 9 once I drafted the kicker Justin Tucker, I just let it auto draft man. But I was drafted entire
So
draft.
your first 8 picks were not auto drafted at all.
No.
That's what you're trying to say. You didn't
I
miss
was
any of the first 9 picks.
my picks on my phone.
Okay. Okay, I guess a lot of us weren't around that. I think we thought you were pretty auto drafting at least the first couple rounds there.
I was just
I'm honestly, I feel like I'm just going more for the risk this year.
I'm just going
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have some work to do. I think call a spade a spade. You're
trade too. If anyone wants to trade, let me know. Do
Yeah.
need a run. I feel like that's my only.
So I'm saying that's where I'm getting at right now. Your running back depth is horrendous at the moment. Everything else is solid around it. And that's even saying Miles Sanders will be what hype is.
I feel like
you better work on. Yeah, you're gonna have to work on some running backs right in the first couple weeks there. But I think you might have enough to get through some wins though. You have DeAndre Hopkins and Andrews and Amari Cooper, of course, and even Will Fuller. I think you're right on. I think you're spot on with Will Fuller this year. I think he's gonna have a great year. I'd get to work on that on the running back stuff. But I'm gonna give him a straight C. I think he's right there.
with running back.
No, for draft grade, I'm gonna give you a C.
Yeah, so the Yahoo gave Luke
C plus.
plus draft grade.
I'm not for that. I am.
I think that they're around the mark. I think that Luke is definitely an RB. I think Miles Sanders, when he came in last year, he lighted up. I think he's about the only close one of the Eagles offense they got. They got him and Pat Ertz, Alshon Jeffrey, published. I don't know if they have a definite other running back coming in. It could be Boston Scott, but it looks like Miles Sanders backfield is lost right now. And I think he's right. Nick Chubb goes down, maybe happens to him. Kareem Hunt's an RB, slot him in every top 5, top 10 numbers. I love Hopkins. He's going to be great, even on Cardinals. I still think he's a regardless of who's on the ball. Might see a decline from Amari Cooper because more balls to go around. But I still think that he's the guy when Dak's going to be looking for somebody. Like Luke's team, don't love it, but I do like it. I'm not as low as you, but I'm not ridiculously high on it. I see him, mid-pack, maybe late playoff run, maybe a 5 seed, something of that nature. The thing about Luke, he's always making the playoffs. We never see him out of competitive teams. He's been to the finals twice. He's 2 second place finishes, never won. Third one, I'd love to see him win. I think got a mid, but I think he's got advantages. He's taking things on top of the waiver wire. He sends a lot of trades. Definitely active trade market more than anybody else. He knows what he needs. He goes out to get it. He can trade off to a bunch of people. He sends some to me. He sends some to other managers I know. He always puts on waivers. But I think that this is the end of Luke's story. I think this is just the beginning of a good season for him, and I think we'll see him again in the playoffs. I think that so I think that he has at the end of the season is a spot to make changes. He's going to make adjustments. He's going to make waiver wire, and I think he'll be good.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's the opposite. Usually he has phenomenal drafts, and he fucks his team. I feel like maybe can be like I don't have the best draft. Can I manage into a better team? Maybe that'll play for him in the long run this time. He's gonna have to get to work, and I think he will. I agree. He's gonna he's gonna do some stuff out there, some on the waiver wire and the trades. So
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right, Luke. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it for coming in.
Thank you for joining us.
Second guest on the podcast. I've been waiting here earlier, but you always give us good content. We appreciate that. Looking forward to seeing you in the season. Looking good as always. He's physically fit, so hopefully he's mentally fit. Make the right moves for his team.
That's right.
Now moving forward, we got 2 teams left. We're gonna touch Brand Diesel, also known as Liguori-Koempel. He's the last of the stated teams. Baby Sal looks like you're here to dig into his team. So I'm gonna let you start with this one. Where do you see Drew moving forward? He's a former league loser. He did make the playoffs last year. I believe he got to the first round, if I'm not mistaken. But he did make the playoffs coming off losing the league the year prior to that. Not last year, but the year prior. So he did make improvements last year. He had the first overall pick, so he's already set with McCaffrey. That's a lot for points. Where do you see Drew Koempel moving forward? How do you like his team, and what do you see season?
I think everybody likes to get on Junior. I think he's the target at all times. Love him for that reason. I think he's had his best draft to date, because he had one spot and he has Christian McCaffrey on his roster. But I don't think he drafted. I think David Johnson is an absolute stud as well this year. So I think he has a great 2 running back punch. If we go into running back depth, that becomes an issue, a pretty big issue to be honest. So you better just rely on those 2 for now. He's going to look for some depth. Receiver, he's got Odell Beckham, Mike Evans, CD Lamb, Brashard Merriman, Mike Williams. So no depth, and the guys that are in have a lot of upside. That's the question. Are they going to hit their ceiling or somewhere even in between? Gronkowski, I don't know. I would never start Gronkowski. His tight end situation. Who's his other tight end? He does not have another tight end. Dak Prescott, I think, is going to be solid. I think he'll be a top 5 quarterback. So with that being said, even though it may have been his best draft, I don't think it's the best team, especially for depth and upside reasons. I'm not too excited about it. I like the 2 running back combination, but can you go the whole way with that PPR league? I don't know. I'm gonna have to give him a D. He's gonna get the first D because he's relying on too much upside, and that's what the 2 probably best 1-2 punch.
All right, I'm gonna piggyback off. Not as
low on Junior's team as you are.
But I'm not that high
either.
I had
around the C.
just a flat
C. I think
C
C
plus
plus
might be
pushing it
range.
Like
Like
the
the
starting lineup.
Odell, top 10
talent.
He's rough last year.
I had him.
Didn't really
deliver, but I think that he's due for a bounce back year. He
Still,
also had 1,000 yards last year.
So
He's always good. You always look for that. I think
Dak
Dak
Prescott
Prescott is one of the top 5 fantasy
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks. I hate him, but
The guy scores touchdowns.
consistent.
I think he's a good, 20, 25 points a week.
I
I like Mike Evans.
I think that he's also one of those sleeper guys.
The big name guy, the big body.
He's playing with Tom Brady now.
He always gets 1,000
yards. He gets
his
you the touchdowns.
Had
Has
some
some
injury
injury
problems.
problems. I see that he's already doubtful to play in week 1. I don't know if he got banged up in practice and preseason. I think he should be back. I think Junior should be relying on him moving forward throughout the season.
1-2 punch
running back. Don't need to talk about it. Phenomenal. Might be the best 1-2 punch in the league.
Yeah, I think so.
Complimenting Luke Dutra and actually myself. I think my running back should be
him. But he's definitely up there.
If not the best.
Gronk,
I have some question marks around. I don't know how good he's going to be. I don't know. They do have OJ Howard there, but we know Brady and Gronk have some camaraderie. I think he might, heat up later on in the season.
Not sure
how he's going to do week 1.
Um,
Then we go to his flex. CeeDee Lamb
never
never
played
played down football in the NFL.
it
Looks like Junior's going to start him. I think he's in a high-powered Dallas offense. Like I said, I think Dak Prescott's going to take care of the ball. Lamb's going to get his looks. Jerry Jones drafted him for a reason.
I think they're going to
look at him.
I don't know
if he's going to be putting up Amari Cooper numbers, but I think he's going to be involved in that offense. I'm giving Junior a C because he has no depth on his bench.
The same thing
last year,
and
his starters carried him pretty far. But
the thing is,
when you only rely on starters with no depth,
one
injury ruins your season.
Guy goes down.
Guys on the bye week.
If
if the guy's not producing, you could slot somebody in that you have in your team roster, and they can fill in just like that guy's not missing. Junior doesn't have that.
Raheem
Hines, Mike Davis,
Evan
Coleman, I guess, shares the backfield in San Fran, but it looks like most of it's the guy there.
Not even. He's number 3, bro.
Taylor's the
quarterback. Keenan Allen, guy that they're probably going to see him, Mike Williams being as involved, and Perriman playing for the Jets, not the wide receiver from there. I don't see anything out of him. Other than my hand. If Alvin goes down,
Christian McCaffrey goes down, you could plug in Mike Davis, obviously, he's not McCaffrey on. If Taylor goes down in Indy, you could plug in Hines.
I think
Junior's got a bunch of players on his bench. He's
probably the
roughest bench in the league. Other starters
hate his bench. I'm gonna give him a 5.
If his starters can carry him to the promised land, so be it. I don't think this is a playoff team. I don't think this is the worst team. I think this is a brink of the playoff team. Maybe if he makes the right adjustments,
make some trades,
pick up some slide in there. This is a playoff team.
I think you're looking at
like a 7-8.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, it's weird. He could be punished. This is one of those teams that could be a punishment team. Could even go as his ceiling could be the playoffs. Finals. He has a weird floor and ceiling. Is anything in between? Personally, I don't know what he did to his bench. Still, that was what made me push me to the B column. I was just joking around fooling around with Junior, but the bench threw up big time. His only real bench player is Brashard Perriman. I heard he was hurt, but I guess he may be good now. But again, is he 1, 2, or 3 there in the Jets offense? I don't know. And it's a bunch of handcuffs. He's handcuffed his own guy, but other than that, he just handcuffed a bunch of random people. So I think Madison might be the only really good handcuff there. Coleman is actually the 3rd running back, so I guess he is kind of a bench player. But I think Eric, what's his name?
Most.
No, behind most. The guy I picked up. Merritt, the guy from used to play in Minnesota. Kennan. Kennan is listed as number 2, especially in the PPR league. We'll see.
All right.
We're gonna get to my team next.
Yep. Without further ado, Yahoo gave you the worst draft grade. They gave you a D. They said you were the worst draft. I don't agree with that, by the way. Baby Sal was a finalist last year. You're also a former league winner. You're always competitive. I never count you out.
I think you won a league once. What, you were 6-7, right?
I went from winning to lose second place last year, so I'm up for the last year.
Yeah, I remember, you were 6-7. You didn't have a very competitive team in the beginning of the season, and you fought hard towards the end, made the playoffs, and made a run. Never count you out. Never think you down. I know you're ever, sometimes you have some rocky starts, but you're never out of it. You guys do the draft.
Yeah.
Forward and yourself.
Yeah, so I mean, to be clear, the only one who really gets a D is Junior. Junior always takes the D. But I give myself a C, maybe a C plus. I'll let you on that in a little bit, but I'm not too crazy about my draft now that I know what I know. I went into this year just right into it. I almost forgot the draft was that night. If we so obviously Luke. If I didn't see your post up on here, I was playing Call of Duty when I saw your Snapchat, and I was just jumping right on. But I do like some of the upside I have. I'm really high on AJ Brown. Obviously, I love Tyreek Hill. I think Chuck and Mark Ingram could be a solid 1-2. I don't think it's the best 1-2. It could be that consistent enough 1-2 that carries him through. Question mark can step Diggs be my consistent flex player. Jared, I think, could be a solid end. Rojo, we have him as another starting back. We're gonna there's some question marks there, and Austin Hooper is a back there. And then I I didn't want to get Baltimore in the 9th. That was an auto draft. I fucked up. If you're gonna take a defense high, that's maybe the only one I would want. So I'm not too mad about that. And then just the draft, I got pretty late, so I waited to get Aaron Jones a little high. Probably gonna start with Tom Brady for the most part. And the rest of the team is not even on my team anymore, so I'm not too happy about that. I think I actually fixed my depth as in the last week or two. So that's where I'm at. I'm fine with what I have. I'm not satisfied. I'm not, me. I'm never satisfied. I'm gonna be one in the transaction market again. I was number one last year. I'm gonna spend my money in the first 3-4 weeks, but I will be one in transactions, and I will try to get more trades done. Last year was the first year I did any trades, so I'm looking forward to being active and having fun with all you guys, and running the podcast with you. So it's gonna be a good year. You can finish up.
Great. Yeah, just to wrap up your team, I don't think it's a great draft. You have drafted great players. The thing that maybe is not season with, you're gonna make 2 or 3 trades, you're gonna make 5 or 6 wire ads. Already active on the waiver wire. Probably gonna have to spend again. I hope he's a little wiser with it this season. But nevertheless, he's gonna make adjustments. His salary great. Simone, not just saying that because he's with me on the show. He's doing that time and time again. He's a finalist. He's a league winner. I think he always made the playoffs. Maybe one year he didn't make the playoffs. But other than that, he's always super competitive. He's in multiple leagues. He runs his own league. He knows the game. He knows how to play fantasy football. I think his draft, if we are grading his draft, I think his draft was okay. I have seen him draft better, but there are some upside.
I'm
like
this.
AJ Brown, love Tyreek Hill. I think he's a high-powered offense. He's going to be great. I think Brady's due for a great year. He's got all the weapons in the world to do it. Where he got him, if you're going to wait on a quarterback, you're going to grab Tom Brady where he got him. I think that was great. I think, like you said, Nick Chubb and Mark Ingram are a great 1-2 punch. Those consistent between tackle guys and they get some touchdowns. Don't know how many catches they're going to be getting, but just guys you can rely on every week. Of them in between tackle guys, they're going to get that 12 to 20 point range. I think Chubb, so has some high RB1 upside. Yeah, man. Definitely we're going to see some swap around your bench players. You're going to find that solid flex. It's going to be Diggs. It's going to be Sean Jackson. Dark McKinney give some looks. He'll pick someone up, find it. Not worried about baby Sal this year. I'm going to give him a C+ draft grading, but I think he's a B+ A fantasy manager. I think we see you in the playoffs, no question. 4 seed, 5 seed, 3 seed, 2 seed, 1 seed. You name it. I think that we'll see baby Sal.
Yep, I'm here to compete. So I think what I did was keep it safe as I could. It was different. It was definitely a different draft for me, but we'll see. I think it's a good case. I'm gonna work it out. So we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah,
we're gonna have some fun.
It's been a long podcast.
Yeah.
Some quick power rankings and how we're gonna see things moving forward. I will go first just because I have the team list on here. I'm gonna go number 1 at close. I'm gonna go Luca Duccio with my number 1, just strictly off the draft. I think on paper he has one of the best teams that I've seen. Between his running back combo, the fact that he got Lamar Jackson where he did, and still ended up with some good solid wide receivers, and he has some depth as well. Excuse me. I think Luca Duccio is the number 1. I think we got Weezer at number 2. I think we got myself coming in at number 3, close with Anthony Castriciano. I think that we could interchange him and I at 3 and 4, but I think I'm going to give myself the slight edge at number 3 just because of my flex for Chris Carson. We're going to go Anthony Castriciano at 4. I think at number 5. I think I'm going to go Big Boy at 5, just because of the upside of the young guys. I'm going to go, no, you know what? I'm going to go Tooch and Danny at 5. I'm going to go Big Boy at 6. I think Tooch and Danny are a little bit safer. I think Big Boy has more upside. I think I'm going to go with Luke Liguori at 7. I'm going to go with Chris Cameron at 8. I'm gonna go with Don at 9. No. I'm gonna go Chris Cameron at 8. I'm gonna go with you at 9, Baby Sal, only because I didn't love your draft, but you as a player are gonna be above them all. We're gonna go Chris Cameron, we're gonna go you, we're gonna go Don, and at the end, we're gonna go with Joey Koempel, and we're gonna go with Junior Koempel as the bottom 2. two former league losers, but also, two former competitors. This is just my ranking pre-draft, not how I think the season's going to end up. Like I said, I think if I had to pick finalists, my playoffs, I think it's going to be myself. I think it's going to be Anthony Castriciano. I think it's going to be Big Boy. I think it's going to be Baby Sal. I think those four are going to be in for sure. I think Luke Ligori is going to be up there. I mean, Luca Duccio is going to be up there, and Nick Santuccio and Danny McClain. If I had to pick playoff six, and I think that we got. I think I like Tucci and Danny, and I like Weezer in the finals.
Yeah. I mean, remember these week ones are very hard to go off of them. If we look back at last year's week one, to the way things played off, it would be tremendously different. But we have to go off what we have, and I think Junior takes the D, and he will take the punishment, whatever that becomes. I think Don will be the 11th. I think Don will play Junior for the last place, and Don will sneak away with it again for the spot. I think Luke Ligori will actually drop to the 10th spot. He's going to be too high this year and too worried about his new toy, which is his girlfriend. And as you can see with the rough drafts, he may just go down that trend. He could be wrong, but I think it's the same we're used to. I think Cameron will come in 9th. And then I'll put myself 8th. I'm going to put myself right in the middle there, right at the end of the playoff bracket right now. I'll put Tooch right above me at 7, Tooch and Danny. And I'll Cast at 6, Big Boy at 5. Am I missing anyone? And then I have top 4. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Chris Cannon. Top 4 I have. Trying to figure out what I'm missing. Big Boy. Dill at 3. Weezer at 2 and Duch at 1. I think we're both. No, I'm sorry. I have Duch at 2 and Weezer at 1. That's our first. And I have you at 3.
Yeah, I think each had the best draft. I didn't have him in my finals because hasn't won the big game yet. Proves us wrong. Coach proves everyone else wrong. It's been a great podcast. We got coming in at a little bit over an hour and a half here. We got into it. You want to ask everybody to listen to as much as you can, even if you just want to fast forward. I think it's going to be a great season. I think we covered a lot of the podcast. The way the teams are trending, the way the draft. How things are looking forward. We had predictions, so hopefully, week 16 we can look back at this podcast and maybe some of us got some predictions right, some of us got wrong. Hope you guys prove some of us wrong, you prove some of us right, and that's all. Baby Sal.
Yeah, guys. Let's keep it fun. Let's keep it competitive, and let's try to not start any unnecessary fights. I know it happens, but let's just have that next play mentality and understand that we all love each other today. Trades are going to happen. Nobody is getting an advantage on anybody. We need to have a consensus where we can encourage trades fairly. What fun is a league without trades and transactions? We do want it to be fair, but we do want it to happen. So we have to find that middle ground. This is not a dictatorship. This is a fun league that everyone has a say in, and it's going to be helpful. I mean, we've had a tough year, so let's look positive here and let's have some fun and enjoy it. I love all you guys. We'll see you for week 2. Let's party it up.
Yep, great show. See you guys next week.
Thank you, baby.
For listening.
We're out, you.